Welcome to Improving Parent-Child Relationships. In this episode, we'll be visiting with Birdie, a single parent of 2 lively girls. She has a close relationship with them, but she has difficulty setting clear rules and following through. Also, Birdie doesn't know what to do when the children fight. As we begin, Birdie is trying to set a limit about making noise.
Okay, don't jump around though, because people downstairs don't like that so much. Okay? So remember the people downstairs, okay? So we've been trying to work on not jumping in the living room area so that it would bother the tenants downstairs.
That sounds like it isn't something that you've actually talked to the downstairs people. You're just trying to be considerate neighbor.
Right. I just found out through talking to the maintenance man that the person downstairs actually has a hearing problem. So I was really glad about that, actually. So maybe it doesn't bother him at all, but I'm still concerned.
Yeah, and I think this is a wonderful example in a lot of ways, because I think many of the things we do with children, we do out of concern for something. That somebody will think this or it'll bother them. And sometimes it's so obviously true you don't even need to check it out. But other times it's important to check. If you decided to talk to the people downstairs, what would you think of taking the girls with you?
No, I would, yeah.
So they can understand the concern as well. I think that's good, because then it isn't just you telling the girls, it's another person letting them know. Check out whether your children's behavior is really bothering other people. Help children to see how their behavior affects others.
Just like that it turned into
All right, don't jump too hard.
So when they're jumping too hard, do you think they know what that means?
Yes, I think they do.
Okay. Sometime it might be fun to check that out. I think not just in this situation but in others, that sometimes we say something to children and we think they would know what we mean, but they actually aren't as clear about it as we think, because we approach it from the judgment of an adult and they have the judgment of a child. So sometime it would be fun to say, show me what's okay jumping, because we're upstairs, and now show me what's jumping too hard, so that you have some idea that they do know what you mean, because you may have really different ideas, and part of the difficulty between you may be that your line is over here and their line is over there, and they're crossing a line they don't even know they're crossing. The worst time to do that, of course, would be when jumping's an issue. I think this is something you do at some other time. And I think that principle you can use with a lot of things, whether something's too hard, too soft, too this, too that, to see whether they make the same distinction you make about it. Your correction here was telling them to stop the jumping, right?
Well, stop the jumping or jump softer.
And it would be lovely, of course, for everybody at all times, if when we said something like that, they simply did what we asked.
That's yes.
Yeah.
That's what's really difficult for me. I would like them to do it when I ask them to do it, and not.
And children don't necessarily do that. So if they wanted to proceed with the jumping in a louder way, you've already laid out the plan, which is you can do that
can go
upstairs.
upstairs.
So how prepared would you be to act on that, having really thought through it?
If they continue, I would just turn the music off and tell them that that's what we do upstairs, or else.
How many chances do you think they should get?
I tend to give them a lot of chances.
Why is that?
I'm hoping that they will do it eventually, and I don't know why I give them so many chances.
To the extent to which you're willing to allow chances is the extent to which they'll do it. So I don't know that there need to be a lot of chances here. If you've taken them upstairs at some point and said, show me what's okay jumping, show me what's too hard, all this, of course, relying on whether it actually does bother the neighbor, but anyway, in principle, and then you're sure that they know that, and they know what the rule is, and they know the consequence of making too much noise is going upstairs, and so all that's been talked about, all that's been thought through. I don't know that they need any more chances. I think the first time they do it, maybe they're upstairs. It seems like that would save you a lot of difficulty and aggravation, and from that they'd learn that I guess you really do mean it. Because now I think what they think is they're not very sure you mean it, probably because you're not very sure that you do, and that they can do it a bunch of times before you actually do anything. So what do you think of, there just aren't a bunch of chances here?
Sometimes it's easier to give them chances because I have in the past just, that's it, we're going to do it, and I'll take them, upstairs or do whatever it is that I want them to do. And Jolie especially, she'll just go on, just start wailing. It's almost easier to give them another chance than to have to deal with the wailing and the tantrum.
Does she know
after.
that about you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, and I think her ace up the sleeve is that if I'm formidable, she will avoid dealing with me because she really doesn't want to have to do this.
No, I don't. I don't like to deal with the
Who
tantrum
does?
afterwards.
Who does? So this is one of those things where the choices aren't perfect. If you put up with it, you don't like putting up with it. If you deal with her, she'll kick up a fuss, and then you don't like that. But it sounds like you end up with a fuss anyway, so you might as well just put it up front. Check children's understanding about rules. Giving chances teaches children to expect them. Don't let fear of children's responses stop you from taking reasonable action.
Joel, what are you doing? Get enough on there?
No.
I'd like you to do this at the table. Okay? Not over there. All right? I'd like you to do that at the table. You're going to do it.
You've made a reasonable request. Could you do that at the table? You said it twice, and she just picks it up and takes it over the table. I think she believes that if she doesn't do this at the table, that she won't be doing it at all.
I'm not sure what I would do in that situation if she did not take it over to the table, that I would have taken the glue away. I'd like to think that I would have.
Yeah. Well, we don't really know here, but I think it is possible that she sees the difference between something that is either reasonable, in this case that really could be it, or something that you really have decided about and there's not going to be a lot of arguments, so she just gets with the program, compared to the jumping and the running where she sees your ambivalence and then she thinks, well, it doesn't matter, I can do what I want. She hasn't made up her mind anyway. Children usually cooperate with firm and reasonable requests.
Can you get that glue out?
Wait, no, not yet. Not yet. This is not. She hits me more because Ellie.
No, you don't need to hit. No, let's don't hit, okay?
I'm going to do that.
Oldest with a problem she can't solve. She doesn't know how to do. She hits her. She even pursues her. I'm going to stop you, not right now, but for all time. Where do you think you are about the hitting situation between the girls, I mean?
It hurts me. I don't like to see it. I have these visions of Jolie growing up, and that's the way she deals with situations is by violence, and I don't want to.
So this really has two parts. It has one part having to do with how are we going to help her find some other ways to deal with this. Walk away, move the object worked on 4 feet away. I mean, what will those solutions be? The other is your correction at the time it happens when somebody has been hit and you're aware of it. What's your position, or what do you want to be your position on hitting?
No, it's okay, never.
It's okay, never. Now, if you don't want it at all, let's think about telling people about things. I'm guessing that just telling her not to do it might not be sufficient, right? So what do you think you're going to need to do that probably would be more meaningful as a statement?
I don't know.
I think that when things are very, very simple and very, very clear and very, very manageable, you have the best chance of succeeding in what you want to accomplish. And it sounds like your preference is very clear and pretty specific and simple. No hitting. That's it. What isn't so clear is what you're going to do about it if you observe those things. I think the consequence of being belligerent toward another person or hitting or being aggressive is you're not with them anymore. What would you think of when there's any kind of aggression toward each other, you're going to be separated and you're each going to be in a different place for a while? And I think it would be important to give no chances with that on first hit, first report, first whatever. And I'm not digging into who started it, who did what, how it ended, none of those details ever, because you can't really ever find that out. And there aren't any innocent parties. But what we're going to do is stop it. I'm not talking about stopping it because the two of you, they're not interested in that conversation. And they won't stop it if you tell them to anyway. I'm going to act on it because acting is what's convincing. Now here you're going to have a problem possibly because you've told me before that Jolie doesn't like it when you take action. Is it okay that she doesn't like it?
Sure. I think probably eventually if I keep acting on it, then...
Yeah. And I think it might be a good way to go about this, to have some kind of conversation with them when hitting is not an issue and say, you know, I think I'm coming to see that there's quite a bit of hitting going on here. And I don't know who starts it or who does what. I know that I'm going to be the one to end it. And what I've decided to do is that when you're unkind to each other, you're not going to be with each other and you're not going to be with me. What you want is a decision on her part that she can be with other people and get along with them. I mean, so I, in my way of thinking, it would be fine if she went to her room. She can play records, she can dance, she can sing, she can color, she can do anything. Because it really isn't punishment. It's the consequence of not doing well with somebody is not to be with them. And when you can come out and be peaceable, I guess you can. And then if you come out and you're not peaceable, then maybe I'll have to decide that you have to be there longer. But just, we're not getting into the kind of bargaining of 5 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever. It's just until things are better.
I know.
It's also very important that whatever you do really early in the skirmish, because the more it goes on, the more you become upset, understandably, about what is going on. And then they see that in you, so they've already sort of got you involved in it. And if that's what they're trying to do, then they've achieved that purpose. The consequence of hitting is not to be with people. Take action immediately when children hit. When children are ready to get along, they are ready to be together again.
No. No apple juice. You can have some tea. Want some tea? No, I'm not going to give it to you when you act like that. All right, go sit down. Go sit down. We drink at the table, remember?
Why is it that tea would be better than juice at this point? I think
Juice before meals, we're just about ready to eat, is going to fill her up, and she doesn't need it that late in the day.
And there's the sugar, so you're allowing that she can have a drink, and I suppose water's always available, but we're not filling up on apple juice. So you're sort of thinking also about the routine of what's going to happen next, which is dinner, and I want her to eat a dinner, so we're not filling up on juice. Are you pretty well decided about this? Looks like you are to me. So she put up just a little fuss about wanting
That whining.
the whining
the
thing,
whining.
but not very much.
No, not too much today.
She could have gone on a long time about it. Why do you think she didn't?
Because I think she knows that
Yeah.
she wanted it. She was going to try and see if she could get it, but
Just
she
testing.
knows that she knows that I wasn't going to give it to her.
See, that to me is a really refreshing little piece here, because it appears to me that when she knows you have decided something and you're clear about it, she doesn't take you on very much, just checks a little bit. So that's why I think there's great hope for anything else that bothers you, because once you make up your mind, you decide what it's going to be, and you decide what you're prepared to do, I think you'll find that she backs away quite a bit from it. That's the evidence that we see here. And then the second thing you've told her is that you can have the juice, but at the table. Is this a pretty clear rule with you?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh, yes.
We don't drink on the sofa. We don't take drinks around. If we're going to eat and drink, it's at the table.
So she didn't even whine and argue about that at all. She just knows
that's
you
been
mean it.
it's pretty
Well,
cut
and the way
and dried.
you're looking now, yes, this is definite, this is it. I mean, I don't get any sense of ambivalence from you. So I actually believe about some of these other things that probably when you simply make up your mind, you'll have less conflict.
I have
That's
to follow
good.
through.
You have to follow through, you have to act on what you said, but you have to know what you think.
When you've made up your mind, children know it and act accordingly.
Oh, people downstairs. Listen. There are people downstairs and you can't jump around and stuff. If you want to jump, listen. Stop. If you want to jump around, go up. If you want to jump around, go upstairs, okay? That's where we jump around and we can play. Because it's okay to jump upstairs, all right? Why not? Upstairs, you have lots of toys and everything. You have lots of toys. Go upstairs, please. Go.
No,
Go.
I'm not.
Go.
I'm not.
Go.
No,
Dinner's gonna be ready soon.
no.
Joe, I don't like it when you tell me no.
I don't want to.
Well, okay, if you don't want
Talking to her about it probably doesn't make much difference because she doesn't see you as prepared to do anything
anything,
about
right.
it. So don't worry about going back and repeating it. There's so much repetition built into life. You'll have another chance pretty soon.
And you're just watching it. It's so easy to see now. It's so clear. But at the time, you think you're getting through to them.
What would you do differently?
After I say it once, and she still doesn't do it, then
Then you
physically
take her. She
remove her.
goes.
Yeah, the music goes off, and she goes upstairs and
Yep.
do something else.
This is one of those things that it can be said in a moment. Well, just remove yourself. Don't argue with her. Don't explain to her. Just act on what you said you're going to do. But it actually is hard to do. It's because you hope it'll change. You hope it'll clear up. You don't really want to have to do it. You don't want to have to face somebody who then redoubles efforts upon you and doesn't want to stay where you've taken them. And so this is a very challenging kind of time, and yet I think what you do here is of critical importance because once they learn that about you, that you aren't ambivalent and you are going to act, then it really straightens up quite a bit for now and for all time. And you don't want to feel mean. That's the other thing. That sometimes the reaction that children give, it's easy to feel that you're sort of mean for doing this, except you're really not, because the overall idea is helping somebody learn to fit into things, not always be the exception of what's going on.
Talking and reasoning with children who don't want to do something is rarely effective. It's easier when children have learned that you will take action.
Put your feet down, please. And put them down, all right? All right? I know when we're eating, we put your feet down.
What's your rule about feet at the table?
When you're eating, your feet need to be down, sit up at the table.
So in the new arrangement of less talking and more action, what would you be doing about this, do you think?
Oh, what I usually do, I have to keep reminding her to
You have
get
to
her.
keep
I do,
reminding?
yes.
Why do you have to? Is someone
They
making
go
you do
back
this?
up. They go back up onto her chair, and this is another difficulty because meal times take forever to get through.
How many chances with her feet do you think she should have?
Then, yeah.
None. Yeah, because you're saying I have to remind her because she won't leave her feet down. But if you acted on it, you would have no need to remind her because she'd be gone. And then I guess she would know it would be like with the tea, that you can drink it at the table, or you're not having it, or you can sit at the table without your feet flying around, or you're done. It's very simple, very clear, and very manageable, I think. She might not like it. Is that okay with you?
I think that's the reason why I keep giving her the chances is
Yeah.
because she puts up the biggest
Right,
fuss.
yeah. And what you don't want is for her to get the idea that you're afraid of that, because that's the ace up the sleeve.
Right.
Yeah.
Giving reminders is rarely effective. Act the first time a rule is broken.
What Ellie like about today?
And getting dogs.
Hmm?
Getting dogs.
Oh, getting the dogs down at the library. What was the worst thing about today?
You don't like it?
Mm-hmm. What was the thing you didn't like today?
Thank you. Thank you for
Oh, we didn't spank your bottom today. Did I? Well, I didn't think I did today.
I don't know what your spanking situation is, but, and I guess I didn't want to speak more generally about it, that I don't think most people would prefer to do that. But it is what people do when they think they need to do something, and something needs to stop. And so I think as we work on things like not a bunch of chances, intervening early before you're upset, acting instead of talking, that you will find you just don't really even need those kinds of things. And the advantage of not needing it is children are kind of inaccurate mirror reflections of parents. So if you want Jolie and Ellie to solve their problems without aggression, then it's important that you solve their problems with them without aggression. So it's probably something that you need to give up, but if you're doing it at all, but you will give it up because you'll have other things that you can do instead. Is that kind of a fair summary
Yes.
of where you might be
Yes.
about it? Yeah.
Physical punishment is unnecessary and may create more problems than it solves.
Turn around here and eat.
So that's a rough thing too.
It's the worst thing when I tell you to turn around and eat. I know. Eat, please.
Okay, yes sir ma'am. Okay, come on.
Just
Come
eat.
on.
Just eat, please.
It's not funny, huh?
Let's eat. Okay? Turn around here. Put your feet down and let's eat.
My
Okay?
pushing is
And let's eat. Okay? Good job. I didn't give you guys very much. Eat now. Please. Let's eat. Let's eat so we can go take a bath. Let's eat, let's eat, let's eat. You don't like it? All right, so put your feet down. Stop, please. I'm tired of telling you to put your feet down. Are you done?
No.
Well, then let's eat. If you want to eat, let's eat. We do this every single day. I don't know why it's so difficult to eat. Okay, let's eat, girls. I'm not going to feed you. You know how to feed yourself. No, I'm not going to feed you. Let's eat, please. What do you need to do? Oh, good. You did a good job. Okay.
Joey, I can feed you. I can feed you.
You're finished? Okay. All right, good job.
I
I didn't realize how many times during a meal I said, let's eat.
I don't think most of us do. I mean, it's almost like watching this just in itself is sort of self-correcting.
I think I will establish a reasonable time, like 20 minutes for dinner, and not say a thing, not continue to coax them to eat and say, let's eat. And after the time is up, then the food's taken off the table.
The 20 minutes, that to me feels like a pretty long time.
Long time? If they could eat in 20 minutes, that would be fast. To me.
And, you know, it's important that you do what you can live with well, not something because I think it would be good. But you could mark this in moments of time, that they get so much time to do it. You could also mark it in terms of behavior. You could say, as long as people are eating, we're going to be eating. But the minute somebody shows me they're done, then we're just done. You like to be very fair to them and very kind to them. And in the process of being fair and kind to them, I'm not sure you're being very fair and kind to you. You know, that if you've cooked this and you want to sit down and have a meal and have people eat, then let's do it. And I think they will quickly get the idea that if it's not what they're doing, I guess they aren't dining. You know, and they won't starve to death for a little while, you think?
No, I think they would be fine.
Yeah.
I think that actually that would work very well. I just, like I said, I hate dealing with Jolie's
And she
tantrums
knows
that she would
about
throw, and
Yeah.
so that's why I continue to give them chances, because eventually they do get done, but it's a
And
lot of...
My guess about being prepared to deal with her is if you do this very early on, when it's clear to you there's no eating going on here, you are in much better shape than you'll be 20 minutes from then. So I think it's kind of kind
Yeah.
not to let her have a false impression of what would be going on, but it's also kind to you not to put up with things to the point where you're so frustrated that it's hard to handle. That's why I think I wouldn't give a lot of chances, I wouldn't give a lot of time. I'd make up my mind what it's going to be and then act on it with no talking about it. Unless you want to tell her beforehand, there might be some value in that. And sometime when it's not dinner time, saying, you know, we're really having pretty long dinners here and nobody's eating and I'm getting bothered by it. And so here's what I've decided I'm going to do. So she has the idea of what you're prepared to do. She can see your resolve, explain it to me the way you look now. And then at the time, then you don't need to do that talking because she's already heard it. And she knows what to expect, which I think is kind. And then what I think she needs to see is that you will act on it. Not more telling, not more explaining, not any of that, no more chances. You're just going to act on it. And I think you will be very credible if you do that. They'll decide whether or not they're hungry, and if they are, they'll probably sit down and eat. And if they're not, they might as well be gone because you don't want to spend all that time fooling around. I think in the end, you will get what you want. I think if they're hungry, they'll eat. But I think when it's more important for them to show you can't make us eat than to eat, they're not going to eat, and you'll never get what you want, you know, which is them to sit down to a meal, appreciate it, and enjoy it with you. Yeah. So I feel very hopeful because I think that all the skills that you need, you demonstrate somewhere else. I mean, you're able to do these things. You just aren't doing them consistently across situations.
Be aware that repeated reminding is useless. Children believe your actions, not your words.
You probably identified with many of the situations shown. It's up to you to decide what would work best in your own family. Here are some of the main principles and skills in this episode.
The consequence of hitting is not to be with people. Children usually cooperate with a firm and reasonable request. Talking and reasoning with children who don't want to do something is rarely effective.
It's not funny, huh?
Children believe your actions, not your words.
Mine.